and welcome to this opening contest of the LWW Rumble's first ever pay-per-view, Supernova. And we are kicking off this pay-per-view where we will crown our first ever LWW Rumble Tag Team Champions as Team Hellfire and Steel, Ghost Rider, and Hellboy take on M. Bison and Taskmaster. And as I said, whoever wins this match will become the first ever LWW Rumble Tag Team Champions. This has been a long time coming, as these two teams competed in a whole tag team tournament to crown the first ever tag team champions of Rumble. And these two teams have been waiting for this match for quite some time. And Ghost Rider and Hellboy have made a pretty formidable team in the LWW Rumble, just like they did in AOT2 until they had to split. And Ghost Rider got left on AOT2 Red and started a singles career, which been fairly successful because he's a two-time open fight champion in AOT2 wrestling. Well, Hellboy ended up forming a tag team with Spawn, and which is a reason why Team Hellfire and Steel is still going. Just instead of Ghost Rider, he replaced with Spawn. And here comes Ghost Rider's tag team partner, Hellboy. From when I spoke with him for the show, he's eager to win this match, and for him and Ghost Rider claim tag team gold again, since they were tag team champions at AOT2 Wrestling at one point, I believe. And these two know that M. Bison and Taskmaster ain't no slouches. And they are not thinking slackers that known right either in the case of M and Hellboy and Ghost Rider's case. They know how tough M. Bison and Taskmaster are, and they know how much of a challenge trying to beat these guys is going to be. Also, if you can barely hear me, I apologize. I did not think it was so loud, because for some reason the volume in this game is just retarded. There we go. And here comes M. Bison and Taskmaster making their way to the ring. Representatives of Shadow here on Rumble. Taskmaster has, I think he wrestled on New Gen like once. I think he's mostly wrestled on Rumble. I believe he's on the New Gen roster, but I can't remember. All I know is that Taskmaster had like one singles match, and M. Bison is a former tag team champion. Main roster with Joker and Moon Knight. That's right. I had to think about it for a minute there. I was going to say, I knew he had a tag team title besides with Joker for a while. And these two are looking to claim the LWW Rumble Tag Team Championships for Shadow. And if they do somehow manage to win, this will be M. Bison's third time as a tag team champion in his career. It's like the only title M. Bison's ever been able to win in his entire time in the LWW. Be it main roster or what's else. He only ever seems to be able to win tag team gold. And there's the LWW Rumble Tag Team Championships. The belts that these two teams are competing for. And I apologize for the wait of how long it took to record the show. I've just been dealing with a lot. And let's get this opening match underway. And Bison missing with a bicycle kick. And Ghost Rider on the offensive with a flurry of punches. And Bison with a go behind on Ghost Rider into the headlock. And Bison with a body slam to Ghost Rider. Elbow drop. And Bison with an armbar into the arm breaker there on Ghost Rider. Misses the clothesline. And Ghost Rider with a jumping clothesline there. And now Ghost Rider sending in Bison in the ropes. Spine buster by Ghost Rider there. And M. Bison whipping Ghost Rider in the ropes again. Into the power slam. Or body slam, one or two. Elbow drop by Ghost Rider there by M. Bison. Into the go behind. Into the headlock. And Bison with a body slam to Ghost Rider there. Now off the ropes is Bison. And doing this weird dancing leg drop to Ghost Rider. And Ghost Rider shoves him off. Into the DDT. Jumping clothesline again there by Ghost Rider. And a Bison with an armbar on Ghost Rider. He gets whipped into a well, nope, just flips him over to his Bison, the Ghost Rider there. And now Bison with another one of these weird dancing leg drops, because I don't know why the hell Bison so suddenly dancing around like he's R-Truth. Going for covers Bison. One. Only a one count there. Now Bison trying to get for a pair of punches there, but Ghost Rider blocked it into the go behind. Sends him into a sidewalk slam. And now Ghost Rider picking up Bison there. Almost took his hat off. And here comes Hellboy after being tagged in by Ghost Rider. Now Bison just to punch the Hellboy into the headlock. And Bison with a body slam to Hellboy into the elbow drop. Go behind by Bison on Hellboy. And Bison is flipping Hellboy over his shoulders there again. Into the leg lariat. Or whatever the hell that's called. And Bison picking up Hellboy again. Into the headlock. Into the arm bar. Into the arm drag. And the leg drop to the arm. And the Bison picking up Hellboy again. Into another arm bar. Into the arm drag. Well, kind of. And now Bison picking Hellboy back up. And now Hellboy sending Bison in the ropes. Bison with a knee to midsection Hellboy there, reversing whatever he tried to go for. And Hellboy blocking the punch from Bison into his own headlock. And Hellboy whipping Bison into the ropes. Up corner, but you know what I mean. Tags in Ghost Rider as Hellboy. Off the ropes. Drop toe hold and Magnificent Elbow. Take a shot of whatever you're drinking. Drink responsibly, people. And the Ghost Rider with more punches to Bison in the headlock. And Ghost Rider whipping Bison in the corner. Watch out, ref. And Ghost Rider running the ropes for reasons. Kick the midsection of Ghost Rider by Bison. And now Bison has Ghost Rider up for the Soul Crusher. Or whatever the hell he calls his finisher. Only a 2 count there by Bison as Ghost Rider kicked out. A Ghost Rider headlock on Bison. Into the neck breaker. And now Hellboy's been tagged back in, and Bison runs over and tags in Taskmaster. And now Taskmaster with a chop and pair of punches, but Hellboy blocks that one in the headlock. And Taskmaster getting whipped in the corner by Hellboy. And Hellboy tags in Ghost Rider again. Off the ropes again. Drop toe hold and Magnificent Elbow to the back of Taskmaster there. And more punches by Ghost Rider to Taskmaster. And another one. Now calling out a tap between the two. Sean McCoy is going to be happy somewhere. Shout out to CIW. Headlock by Taskmaster. Whoops him into a knee to the midsection. The Taskmaster is pacing around. And Ghost Rider whipping Taskmaster into the corner. Tags in Hellboy again. Now both of them whipping Taskmaster in the ropes. And back body drop by both of them with Taskmaster. Drop kick by Taskmaster to Hellboy there. Somehow knocking the big guy down. That drop kick. And Taskmaster with a body slam to Hellboy. And that Taskmaster sending Hellboy into the corner. Tags in M. Bison. And now Taskmaster hurling Bison with the crossbody on top of Hellboy. Into the headlock. The Hellboy with an armbar on Bison. Into the suplex. The Hellboy with just a pair of kicks there. Into the armbar again. And Bison reverses into his own armbar. And shoves him off. Bicycle kick there by Bison, finally nailing it after he missed it the first time. Leg drop by Bison to Hellboy. And elbow drop as well. And now Bison off the ropes. And there's dancing freaking leg drop again. This ain't the 80s into the 90s, whenever the old Street Fighter movie came out, Bison. Uranagi there by M. Bison. Hellboy. And now Bison go for cover. Only a 1 count there. Now Bison with an armbar on Hellboy, but he reverses it into a headlock. And Bison breaks out of it. kicked midsection of Bison there by Hellboy. And Hellboy sending Bison in the corner. And Bison putting Hellboy in the corner. Sets him on the top turnbuckle. Oh god. And now Bison with a hurricane run at Hellboy from the top turnbuckle. Bison rolling over Hellboy. And now going for an armbar submission on Hellboy there. And now Hellboy is pissed. Now Bison going for a suplex here to Hellboy, which he nails. Now Bison picking Hellboy back up. What the frig was that? Bison pulling that move out of his ass there. Bison going for cover. One. Only a one count there. Punch the face of Hellboy there. And another one. And now Bison going for another Shadow Crusher. And he nails it. A Shadow Crusher, or what the hell he calls it. And Shigova covers Bison. 1, 2, and Ghost Rider just barely breaks up that pin attempt. And now Craziness. Tilted with a backbreaker by Taskmaster. Now Bison elbow to the leg of Hellboy there, and gets kicked in the face by Hellboy, this Bison. Roll up by Bison and Hellboy. 1, 2. Hellboy reverses it. 1, 2. And Bison reverses it again. 1, 2. And another reversal by Hellboy. 1, 2. And Bison reverses the roll up again. 2. We're just going to repeat one thing again. Another 2 count. And Hellboy reverses it. 1, 2. I'm not doing the whoa shit, by the way. 1, 2. And Hellboy reverses it into a Bison reverse. I don't even know who the hell it is at this point. And Bison finally gets the pin! Shadow Lwwr were the first ever LWW Rumble Tag Team Champions after they kept trying to pin each other up after the victory roll. And Bison can now call himself a 3-time Tag Team Champion. And Shadow Lwwr are the first LWW Rumble Tag Team Champions. What a way to kick off this first pay-per-view for LWW Rumble. And I'm amazed that Ghost Rider didn't even step in there and try to break up that pin. Then again, even him and Taskmaster both were confused what the hell went on, who was who. And I think Taskmaster even managed an interference to prevent Ghost Rider from getting involved anyways. But M. Bison is holding a tag team title again for the 3rd time in his career. Next match is the LWW Rumble Hardcore title match where Lwwr defends his title against Daredevil. And if this match is anything go by, figuring it's just going to be a crazy ass show. And here, this next match is the Hardcore Championship match where Lwwr is defending his title against Daredevil. And Lwwr won this title after winning a 10-person Battle Royal to crown the first ever Hardcore Champion. And Daredevil got this opportunity by defeating Nappa in a match after they were 2 of the participants from that Battle Royal who eliminated the most people that was in that Battle Royal, even though there was only like 10 of them. But they eliminated most of the field. That's probably why it was so easy for Lwwr to win the belt, in a sense. And now Daredevil's, after winning that match with Nappa, got the opportunity to challenge Lwwr for his title at this pay-per-view. And then Lwwr's having his first, or second, I believe, hardcore title defense. And of course Lwwr's coming out here riding on a chopper, because that's just his thing in the DC Universe. He likes riding a motorcycle around while he's flying around out there in space, doing his bounty hunter thing. For those who don't know who Lwwr is, he's a bit of a dick and he's an asshole, and he has a really bad temper, and he just has a no shit's giving attitude. But I think in some cases he actually is pretty honorable as far as it goes with some things. And I believe he actually let Superman go at one point. I can't remember. Feel free to correct me in the comments section. All I know is that Lwwr was still a dick, but at least he's somewhat of an honorable dick, and he's Australian, so take it with that information as you will. Either way, nothing against Australians. And here comes Daredevil, the dude who won this opportunity, like I said, after beating Nappa in a one-on-one match. And Daredevil went on a tear on that battle royal. I believe he was like one of the first ones in. He just started throwing people out left and right. And then Nappa showed up, and either it was Nappa who threw his ass out, or it was somebody else. But Daredevil definitely surprised everybody when he did as well as he did in that Battle Royal. And now he has an opportunity to claim his first championship in Rumble. And first he has to defeat Lobo. And Lobo ain't no slouch. I think the last person he faced, I can't remember who it was, but I know for a fact that Lobo defeated him handily. That's for sure. And there's the Hardcore Championship of LWW Rumble. And I am looking forward to seeing this match, because I'm looking forward to see what Lobo can do against somebody that probably can handle anything that he dishes out. And let's get this Hardcore title match underway between these two. And Daredevil with the armbar and Lobo start off. Headbutt to the shoulder of Lobo there by Daredevil. And the elbow drop, which he missed. Good job, Warren. And Lobo just a punch to the face of Daredevil in the headlock. Into the headlock and the other way. Kick to the arm of Daredevil. And a shot to the arm of Daredevil by Lobo. Kick to midsection again. And now Lobo with a headlock on Daredevil. Another headlock by Daredevil slips out of into an armbar. Headbutt to the shoulder again. And misses the elbow drop again. Good job, Daredevil. Moron. And Lobo with the Russian leg sweep to Daredevil. And Lobo with a headlock on Daredevil. Into the neck breaker. And Lobo with another armbar on Daredevil. Since this is a hardcore title match, it's Extreme Rules, so these two can use weapons at any point, and they won't get disqualified for it. Arm drag. But right now, it just seems they're just content with having a regular wrestling match. And Daredevil flipping over Lobo into the submission. Lobo's also a tough son of a bitch. There's a reason why he was last as long as he did against Ghost Rider in that one death battle. He ultimately lost, spoiler. But, you know, elbow to the head of Lobo there by Daredevil knocking him down. There's another punch to the face, and now Colin able to tie up from two. Sean McCarty's going to be happy somewhere. In the headlock by Lobo. Go behind by Daredevil. Bulldog by Daredevil. And now Daredevil, just getting flipped over by Lobo there. Now Lobo with a headlock on Daredevil. He slips out of it into a go behind again. Into the headlock again. Into the armbar. And a shot to the arm of Lobo again by Daredevil. Into another headlock. And Lobo slips out of it into his own headlock on Daredevil again. And he just sends Daredevil into a sidewalk slam. And now Lobo with an armbar and Daredevil. Whips him into the corner. Watch out, ref. Clothesline knocking him down. Leg drop to Daredevil there by Lobo. Uppercut there. And a DDT to Daredevil by Lobo there. Punch to face. And oh god, now Lobo with the choke slam to Daredevil. Going for a cover. Only one count. What the frick? Daredevil is no slouch either. And it's another punch face. And Daredevil blocks that one into the headlock. And Daredevil an arm bar submission on Lobo. And now Daredevil going to the outside of the ring. Going for the first weapon of the match. Or just taunting. Now he's going for a weapon. Nope. And Lobo interrupted him there. Punched the face. And Lobo sending Daredevil back in the ring. He's like, nah, bitch. Anybody's getting a weapon, it's going to be me. Or not. And the leg drop across the throat of Daredevil while he was draped over the apron there by Lobo. And now Lobo just taunting. And there's a fan with a guitar right there in the middle of the camera shot. Daredevil with a DDT to Lobo also. Daredevil taking the guitar from the fan. Cracking Lobo over the back of the head with that guitar. Jeff Jarrett's going to be happy somewhere. And Lobo taking a replica title belt from a fan. Daredevil, why would you just sit down while now you're just getting pelted with shots from a replica belt from Lobo? Just beating the shit out of him. This is what you get for hitting me with a guitar, asshole. That's what Lobo is probably telling him. And he's just going ham with that replica title belt on Daredevil. And now he finally throws it down. And now Lobo has a drink. Oh, God. I thought they were going to recreate that one bit from Imagination where they kept stealing the drink. That would have been hilarious if that happened. But, of course, Lobo is like, nope. And he just tried to throw the drink at Daredevil, and he missed. Because he's a dumbass. And now Lobo going for the last ride. And he has him up with a last ride powerbomb Daredevil by Lobo. Up for cover. 1, 2, and Lobo gets the win handily over Daredevil and retains his hardcore title. Well, at least we can say the Daredevil at least got some offense in, but Lobo just did not give a shit. He's basically he just here to collect a paycheck. He just hit begrudgingly because that's how confident he was in himself in case of Lobo. Plus, he was probably bored and he was like, you know what, I'm just going to end this quickly. Because that's how Lobo is. If he gets bored, he's going after somebody, he will literally just end it quickly, as far as I know. And Lobo retains his hardcore title, and his first big defense on a pay-per-view, and sending a message to everybody else in the Rumble roster. You're going to have to really bust your ass to take this belt from me. But Lobo is basically saying, because Lobo is a tough son of a bitch. That's for sure. The next match is the women's title match between Sakura and Karma. Hopefully nobody gets freaking murdered. Hopefully because of Sakura, because Karma is a big freaking lady. And this is the women's LWW Rumble title match. Sakura is defending her title against Karma. And Sakura won the title in a fatal 4-way match, which Karma was involved in after they both qualified for that match, after winning multi-women's matches in episodes of Rumble leading up to it. And Karma has been livid about the fact that Sakura beat her ever since, even going as far as attacking her in the backstage area and demanding this title shot. And Sakura was like, alright, bet. I kicked your ass before, and now I'm gonna kick your ass again, this time on the first pay-per-view of this company's history. With this part of LWW. This history anyway. And this is Sakura's first title defense of her women's championship. And Karma is looking to making it the only defense. And Karma, for those who don't know, is Awesome Kong from TNA and is a former women's champion in TNA. She also had that bit of time she was in WWE and AEW, which I still wish had worked out better, but it's whatever. And Karma has pretty much become a mainstay on Rumble ever since we started doing this. And she is one of the most intimidating women I have ever seen in my life. And she scares the crap out of me. And now Karma's looking at adding a new championship to her resume. In this case, it's the Rumble Women's Championship. And looking to get her hands on Sakura and get payback for her losing that match where Sakura was crowned the first champion of this company. And Karma is really tough too. She's not only big, but she's also tough. There's a reason why her and Gail Kim had that epic feud for like forever in TNA back in the day. Oh, they were like the top 2 women in TNA for the longest time. That's why they kept facing each other so many freaking times. That's a creepy smile that she has. And Sakura, I wish you luck with this woman, because she's like 3 times your size and probably a hell of a lot stronger. I wish you luck, Sakura, and I hope that you don't freaking get murdered. And hopefully, for your case, this won't be the last time you'll be champion. Because knowing Sakura, she wants to be champion for as long as she humanly possibly can. Like I said, Karma is looking to put an end to that real freaking quick. And she has a pretty good chance of doing so, because like I said, Karma is tough. And she can take a lot. She made a career out of beating up Gail Kim for like forever. And Kim was about the same size as Sakura, so... And Sakura just straight out gave it a punch and a chop block to Karma, taking her off a vertical base. And Karma just trips her up there. And a headlock by Karma, and Sakura just kicks her feet out from underneath her. Jesus Christ. Kicked midsection of Karma by Sakura into the headlock. And Sakura sending Karma into the corner. That's on the top turnbuckle. Oh God. Oh God. Arm drag from the top turnbuckle by Sakura to Karma there. And now Sakura sending Karma into the ropes. Arm drag again. I would give Sakura this much. She's a hell of a lot faster than Karma. That's probably the one advantage she has over her. That she's fast. And apparently Sakura is pretty strong too. Especially after that suplex and the arm drag from the top turnbuckle. And she gets sent into the ropes. Well, that's one way to do a flap drag. And Sakura just punched the face of Karma into the headlock. Tripped her up. Leg snap there by Sakura on Karma. And Sakura just lifting up the big woman and slams her down on her knee. Now Karma with an SDO to Sakura, just taking her down, putting her right back on her ass. Running crossbody by Sakura there, Jesus. Arm drag again by Sakura. Spinning leg drop, which I think she barely got there. Punch to the face and a headlock. Leg snap again. Now Sakura picking up Karma. Sends her into the ropes. Sends her outside of the ring. Jesus. And now Sakura picking up Karma. And Karma sending Sakura into the corner barricade there. Punch to the face. And just repeatedly punching Sakura in the face there against the barricade. Is Karma. And Sakura getting placed against the barricade again. And now Karma's just continuing to just pummel her against the barricade. Ref's up to a count of 5, and Karma's back in the ring. And Sakura's back in the ring now as the ref got to count of 6. Calling elbow tie between the two. Sean McCarty's going to be happy somewhere. Headlock by Sakura. Karma. Sends her into the corner. Kick to Karma there by Sakura. And sets on the top turnbuckle again. Oh, Jesus. And Sakura, another arm drag from the top turnbuckle. Now Sakura sending Karma into the right back to the outside of the ring. Now he's chasing after her. And now Karma is sending Sakura right back into the barricade. She just wants to continue to just pummel her some more. And now just pummeling her away against that barricade. And now Sakura is sending Karma into the barricade. And just sends her right back in the barricade again. Oh, God. And Sakura spearing Karma through the barricade. Payback for when she attacked her in the backstage area. In the sort of rumble. And Sakura runs back to the ring. Up to a count of 7. Are we actually going to have a count out? Up to a count of 8. Up to a count of 9. And Karma has been counted out after getting speared to the barricade by Sakura. And Sakura retains her title via count out. Jesus Christ, I was not expecting that. Next match is my twin, the Lone Wolf, taking on Bret Hart in a submission match. Holy freaking crap, I'm looking forward to that. And here comes my twin, the Lone Wolf, for his submission match against Bret Hart. These two have been going at it for a while. Bret Hart doesn't like the fact that my twin considers himself one of the best there ever is, have ever stepped in the wrestling ring. And Bret has been making my twin's life miserable. Attacking him repeatedly, running his mouth. And my twin was like, you know what, let's freaking settle this in the ring, mother effer. Bret Hart was like that, but we're doing this in a submission match, because that's my specialty when it comes to submissions. And my twin was like that. And now these two are finally having the long-awaited grudge match. And hopefully after this, the two of them will just go about the rest of their lives. And just go their separate ways. Just leave each other alone. My twin has a big match coming up on AOT2 Mania, the biggest pay-per-view of AOT2 wrestling. And yes, I'm shilling my other channel, by the way. He's defending his AOT2 World Heavyweight Championship against CM Punk. That's a match I'm looking forward to. What? And look forward to the rest of the card in AOT2 Mania. Biggest pay-per-view we've ever done on AOT2 Wrestling. And it's going to be epic. And I'll be posting that after I get done finishing this pay-per-view. And here comes the Hitman, the multi-time WWE Champion and WCW Champion, and US Champion in WCW, and Tag Team Champion and Intercontinental Champion and Hall of Famer. And the guy who presented the AEW Championship back at the first Double or Nothing. And now Bret Hart is having his first submissions match in quite a while. And his first match since he showed up on Raw that one time. Won the United States Championship from The Miz for what, a week? I think that was the last time Bret Hart wrestled in a ring. You can even call it that. He had a wrestling match. For obvious reasons, because of his concussion problems and other things. But I'm looking forward to this match. Because Bret is a pretty good wrestler, who I like. And I'm looking forward to seeing him get his ass kicked by my twin. Lord knows my twin's been looking forward to this. Just like he's looking forward to beating CM Punk and then Natural Born Thriller at Salamania whenever that happens. And let's get this match underway. Now Bret Hart immediately setting up an armbar on my twin. Arm breaker there. Go behind on my twin there. Into the headlock. Into another arm breaker. Already going to work on the arms. Headlock by Bret Hart and my twin. I'm trying to remember what that's called. Crucifix, that's what it's called. I had to think about it for a minute. Getting whipped in the ropes with my twin. Back body drop is my twin there. By Bret Hart to my twin. Sorry. Now Bret Hart with an armbar on my twin. And my twin finally reverses into a go behind. Into the headlock. Now doing his own arm breaker to Bret Hart. German suplex to the Hitman by my twin. And my twin is pretty good at using submissions as well. He has the calf crusher, which I kind of had to change when I made in this game, fourth wall break. He also has the Anaconda Vice, which he sometimes uses. And I believe he's also used Hell's Gate at least once in the past. My twin is no slouch when it comes to submissions. He's mainly one with a calf crusher. Arm drag by Bret Hart there. And the knee drop to the arm. This is submissions only, by the way. You have to win by submission, which basically means tap your opponent out. No pinfalls or anything like that crap. Now my twin's back on the offensive, into the go behind. Into the suplex. Now my twin picking up Bret Hart. Punch the face. Into the armbar again. And Bret Hart reverses into the headlock. Just shoves him off, does my twin. Into the headlock again on Bret Hart. And Bret Hart with a headlock on my twin there. Into the neck breaker by Bret Hart. And now Bret Hart with a knee to the face of my twin there. And the headlock again. Into the arm breaker. My twin's going to have his arm checked out. Can't have him getting injured before AOTT Mania. And another arm breaker. And misses the clothesline to Bret Hart. And Bret Hart with a chop to the chest of my twin's chest. In the headlock by my twin. I don't know what the hell that was, but... Bulldog by Bret Hart to my twin. Oh god, now Bret Hart going for the pile driver. And he nails it to my twin. Can't go for pins, dumbass. And now he's going for a camel clutch, trying to make my twin tap out. And my twin manages to get to the ropes, and manages to slip out of that camel clutch and slams him on his back. Into the headlock by my twin. And Bret Hart reverses into the armbar. Just keeps trying to break his arm. Another bulldog. And drags him away from the ropes as Bret Hart. And my twin with a forearm to the face. And another one. Into the armbar again. And Bret Hart reverses into the headlock as well. Now he put armbar submission on my twin. Rolls him over. Bret Hart is trying to set up with a sharpshooter, I can only assume. Chop the chest. Sends him into the corner. Now just running the ropes is Bret Hart for reasons. And my twin catches Bret Hart with a CM Punk neckbreaker. Misses the knee drop there, though. DDT to Bret Hart. And now my twin with an elbow to the head of Bret Hart there. Punch the face there. And now my twin has Bret Hart up for the GTS to Bret Hart. And now my twin rolling Bret Hart over, going for his own camel clutch, trying to make the Hitman tap out. And Bret Hart manages to slip out of it. Slams him down on his back. And Bret with a kick to the groin into a midsection there. Oh god, now Bret Hart going for the sharpshooter. Trying to make my twin tap out with his signature submission. And my twin manages to roll him over and reverse the pressure on Bret Hart, which will force him to break the submission. Now my twin Setting up either for the King's Clash or he's setting up for the Calf Crusher. Nope, he's setting up for the Lone Wolf Clash, and his variation of the Styles Clash, which is like how Xavier uses the King's Clash. And now my twin normally would have gone for the pin, but now he's just going for a submission. Now he's trying to make Bret Hart tap out with his camel clutch. Shout out to Rusev. And Bret Hart manages to get out of it again. And now Bret Hart going for the sharpshooter again. Oh, God. Now Bret, my twin's trying to slowly make his way to the ropes. Please do not tap out to this old man. And he manages to get to the ropes and gets the rope break. And Bret Hart is obviously livid and blocks a kick that is my twin into the Dragon Screw. My twin is hyped. Kick the midsection of Bret Hart. Now my twin's going for his comeback. Whips him into the ropes. Heel kick into a drop kick. And another one. And he catches Bret with the neck breaker again. And now my twin going for a submission on Bret Hart. Trying to make him tap out. He's got it cinched in. He's had it for a while. I'm amazed Bret Hart has even managed to last this long in submission. And Bret finally taps out. My twin has made Bret the Hitman Hart tap out with that submission. Holy crap. I've never seen Bret Hart tap out to a submission ever. He's usually the one that's usually doing the tapping out of people. But my twin is the first one, as far as I know, to manage to pull that off. And my twin finally can put this whole thing with him and Bret Hart behind him. Because he was finally able to shut the Bret Hitman up. If only he would shut up about Goldberg. Either way. The next match is the Internet title match where Dale Jr. takes on Solid Snake. He got the opportunity when he impressed the management and won an opening contest match on an episode of Rumble in the past. Junior, I wish you luck. Still amazed that you survived Ken Shamrock. And in the main event is Xavier King defending the Rumble World Heavyweight title against Jack 6. This show's freaking crazy, and it's only going to get crazier, man. Congrats on the win, my twin. You deserved it. And good luck in that match against CM Punk at AOT2 Mania. And this is the LWW Rumble Internet Championship match where Dale Jr. defends his championship against Solid Snake. And Snake won this opportunity when he pretty much impressed the people in management after he won a match over on Rumble a while back. And Junior had retained the title against Ken Shamrock, also on the most recent episode of Rumble. So the management was like, you two are going to be facing each other at Supernova so we can have the Internet Championship on the pay-per-view. And these two were like, bet. Junior's having his second defense of the Internet Championship, and he's been the only one who's held the Internet Championship since this title was created and it was first introduced. He's defeated every person who stepped up to challenge him. I still can't believe he defeated Ken Shamrock. Especially since Shamrock was determined to try and take the title from him. That's just how things go sometimes. And now Solid Snake is hoping to be the one to take the championship away from Junior. There's a pretty good chance, because Solid Snake is a pretty good wrestler, unsurprisingly, since he's an expert at CQC. And here comes Solid Snake. Magnation legend, even though he didn't do diddly in the Magnation, but yet somehow he managed to get to the Hall of Fame. I mean, up until recently, Tony Hawk hadn't done anything in his career either, other than have that flip the shit meme-worthy of a match with Trunks all those years ago. But if you haven't watched the most recent TAW pay-per-view, Riot Central 3, shout out to TAW by the way, Tony Hawk beat Austin Aries for the Atomweight Championship, which is like the first championship Tony Hawk has ever held in his wrestling career. With the Birdman, no less, which is just insane, considering the fact how much of a meme it had been that Tony Hawk never hit the Birdman half the time. Even though that was probably the most epic looking finisher ever. Still is crazy to think about. It's like going to be crazy to find out whoever it is that's going to be facing Damian King in the next match after this. For the Galactic title, since he laid out that open challenge. Whoever it is, I hope they're ready to step up and freaking ready for a fight, because Damian ain't no slouch, that's for sure. And there's the Internet Championship of LWW Rumble. A championship that only Dale Jr. has held. And Solid Snake is looking to take that belt away from Jr. And this is one of those matches I've been looking forward to seeing happen. That's for sure. And let's get this LWW Rumble Internet title match underway between these two. And Jr. into the neck breaker to start off the Solid Snake. Misses the knee drop there. Good job, dumbass. And now Jr. whipping Solid Snake into the ribs. Back body drop the Snake there by Jr. Now into the armbar by Jr. on Snake. And Jr. lifts him up and slams him down on his knee. Jr. just with a punch to the face of Solid Snake there. He just lifts him up again and slams his knee onto his own knee once again. And Jr. just working the leg over there on Solid Snake with that leg drop to the leg. And Snake with the kip up. Forearm to Jr. there. Atomic drop to Jr. as well by Snake. Into the body slam. Going for a cover. Only a one count there. Chop the chest of Jr. there by Snake. And a punch to the face. And another one. And now Snake going for the walls of Outer Heaven. Had to think about the name of the place that Big Boss operates. And Jr. manages to make it to the rope break before he gets some Solid Snake to make him tap out. And the middle gear to Jr. there. By Solid Snake into the headlock again. Slap to the back of the head. And Jr.'s busted open off that metal gear code breaker. And now Snake with the suplex to Jr. into the pin. Only one count there. Holy crap. Punch the face again. And into the headlock. Snake on Jr. Whips him in the corner. And Snake with the bulldog to Jr. there. And Snake rolls him over. Going for a cover. Only one count again. Jr.'s on some shit. Must have been hopped up on Mountain Dew before this match. Jr. with a headlock on Snake. And Jr. just trips him up. And just sits on his leg again. And now Jr. with the sidewalk slam to Snake there. Just putting his shoes there to Snake there. Jr. Now Jr. going on the outside. Oh god, we're really doing this again? Jr., why do you have to be another one of these guys that like to tear apart my announce table on this show? Like, seriously. And now Jr. sending Snake into my announce table, sets him on the table. Oh god. And now Jr.'s climbed up on the table, and now he's picking up Snake. Oh god. Talladega Nights! The Snake to the announce table, and Snake's busted open. And now Jr.'s taunting after nailing the Talladega Nights to Snake to my announce table. That's just fantastic. That's up to a count of 4. Jr. is back in the ring. Up to a count of 5. Snake is potentially knocked the fuck out. Count of 6. Now up to the 7 count. Snake's still out on the outside of the ring after getting put to my announce table. Up to 8 count now. Snake needs to get up if he wants to get back in this match. 9 count. And Jr. wins via 10 count out of him putting Snake through my announce table. Looking crazy. That's the 2nd count out we've had this tonight. Sorry. The next match is Damien defending his title against a mystery opponent. Holy crap. And this is the Intergalactic Championship match where Damien King defends his title against a mystery opponent. By Intergalactic, I mean Galactic, because I forgot that's what we call this title. I'm so used to the one that we have on the main roster, which is basically a throwback to this title. And this is our version of the title that we borrowed from the Mag Nation. Obvious reasons. And Damien's been the only one who held this title after he won in a Battle Royal months ago. And now Damien's defending this championship against a mystery opponent. Could be anybody. Could literally be somebody from Rumble. Could be somebody from the main roster. Could be somebody from New Gen. Could be literally anybody. Literally could even be somebody from AOT too. Anybody in the company thinking is somebody that is allowed to challenge for this title. And now we're going to find out who it is. It's Damien's mystery opponent that's accepted this challenge for this championship. waiting to find out who it is. And holy shit, it's freaking Krillin. The dude who came up just short in that Triple Threat New Gen title match at SummerSlam recently. I guess Krillin is going to be showing up here on Rumble as well. And he's accepted Damien's challenge for the Galactic title of Rumble. And this is going to be interesting. Krillin is looking to win his first championship since he first showed up in LWW, since he was released from TAW a while back. And he's looking to prove himself that he deserves to be a main eventer. And he belongs in the main event title scene, whether it be here or in New Gen. And from what I've been told, Krillin has been livid ever since he lost the New Gen title match against Marilyn Manson and Punchinella at SummerSlam. He wants to win that title so badly. And Krillin's going to have words for Manson when it comes to what happened with that match. And Damien, I wish you luck with this guy, because there's a reason why he was Internet Champion for like forever in TAW. And there's the Galactic Championship of LWW Rumble that these two are going to be fighting over. And this is a match that I'm kind of excited for, especially since it was literally spur of the moment. And let's get this Galactic title match underway between these two guys. And Damien immediately throwing off a punch and a kick to Krillin there. And Krillin immediately catches him with the Destructo Disc to Damien there. And now Krillin picking Damien back up. And now Krillin whipping Damien into the corner. I don't know why he kind of just pinned him off the Destructo Disc, but whatever. Punch in the face of Damien there by Krillin. Oh god, now Krillin on the top turnbuckle after setting Damien up there. And Krillin with a superplex to the outside to Damien to the floor. And immediately both these guys can probably hurt us all hell. Krillin, this is not time to be taunting, and Damien is right back up. And now Krillin with an elbow to the face of Damien there. Damien blocks the kick and nails Krillin with a kick of his own. Dual chop there by Damien. And Krillin blocks that punch into the headlock. Hey dumbasses, you might want to get back to the ring. There you go. And now Krillin catching Damien with another Destructo Disc. And now Krillin dragging Damien away from the ropes. Domva covers Krillin. 1, 2, and Krillin wins the Galactic title! In quick fashion, surprisingly. Off of 2 Destructo Discs. Jesus Christ. After the superplex outside, I wouldn't be surprised if Damien was probably hurting. Lord knows I would be hurting too after a huge ass superplex from the top turnbuckle. And Krillin wins his first championship gold in the LWW wrestling. Now, in this case, it's LWW Rumble, but it's still freaking his first championship since he signed with the company. And I can only imagine what this means now for Krillin. And Damien, he has not been having the greatest time. Got screwed by his uncle, then lost to him on Underground recently, and now he lost his championship that he had on Rumble. The next match is the World Heavyweight Title main event between Jack 6 and Xavier. Jesus Christ. And this is the main event of LWW Rumble World Heavyweight Title match between Jack 6 and Xavier King, where King is defending his title against Jack 6, and this ain't the first time these two have faced each other. These two have faced each other in the past, back in the day, and these two haven't forgotten the history that they've had in the past. And Xavier is looking to retain his Rumble Championship since he won his title after defeating CM Punk to be crowned the first ever champion. Kind of like how he beat Scorpion after Scorpion. We're not going to go into details about how he became the first technical world champion, but Xavier was the first officially recognized world champion of the main roster. And now Xavier is defending his title against somebody who he's had a history with in the past. And Jack 6 is looking to have another world title around his waist, since he is a former LWW world champion, but he lost that belt to Jesus. And Jack 6 has been living about that ever since. And now he's hoping to add a Rumble World Championship to his resume. And he has to defeat somebody who he's had a history with in the past, like I said. He had a match with Xavier towards the beginning of LWW, the night before Xavier was supposed to defend the LWW title against Ash, and Ash Ketchum freaking beat Xavier next day because Xavier wasn't 100% because he had the match before with this monster of a machine who was pissed off, livid, and wants to win another world championship. And like I said, this is the main event of this first ever pay-per-view for Rumble, and this night has just been crazy. And we're capping it off with this match with these two longtime rivals. And Jack Six just looking at Xavier there and be like, I'm gonna freaking destroy you. And Xavier's like, I dare you to freaking try, Jack. The history between these two is just crazy. Two legends of the business. They're two tough sons of bitches, that's for sure. Still can't believe that Krillin defeated Damien for the Galactic title, that's for sure. I'm just curious who's going to be Krillin's first opponent. And there's the LWW Rumble World Championship. The belt that these two legends are fighting over. The most prestigious title in this company's short history, which Xavier has held on to for a long time at this point. And let's get this match underway between these two. And Xavier immediately with a DDT to Jack Six. And now Xavier sending Jack Six into the ropes. And Jack Six with a belly-to-belly suplex to Xavier. And now Jack Six with a suplex to Xavier. Jesus Christ. And Xavier is also the main roster LWW Global Champion, which is basically a secondary world title. And he defeated, I believe it was Black Panther he defeated for that title. And now Jack Six was just throwing Xavier into the ropes, just ragdolling him. Now Xavier with a headlock on Jack Six, slamming his arm against his knee. Yeah. Barely nails that knee drop. Khan able to have come through. Sean McCarty's going to be happy somewhere. And another one between the two of them. Now Xavier's with a go behind on Jack Six into the headlock. And Jack Six reverses it into a go behind of his own. And Jack Six whipping Xavier into the corner. Watch out, ref. And Xavier's blocking the clothesline into an STO. Well, Unagi, actually. And Xavier's catching Jack Six with the neck breaker and trying to go for another clothesline. And Jack Six whipping Xavier into the ropes. Spine buster by Jack Six to Xavier there. And Xavier's just a punch and a kick, and he whoops that one. Jack Six was a punch of his own to Xavier's. Into the armbar. Into the headlock. Into the suplex. Well, that's one way to do an axe handle. And Jack Six was a huge punch to Xavier's and just slaps him in the face. In the headlock. Slams him against his knee again. Knee drop by Xavier's there. Khan elbow taps in the two again. And now Jack Six was another punch to the face of Xavier's into the headlock. And just trying to break Xavier's arm again. And Jack Six with another suplex to Xavier's there. And now Jack Six whipping Xavier to the outside. And now Jack Six suplexing Xavier's back into the ring. And now Jack Six whipping Xavier into the ropes again, up to the outside. And now Jack Six with another suplex to Xavier's back into the ring. And now Xavier's sending Jack Six into the ropes now. Body slam there into a power slam. And now Xavier's getting sent into the corner by Jack Six after reverse it. Clothesline knocking him down there. And now Jack Six sending Xavier's to the outside once again. And just knocking him off the apron with that punch. And now Jack Six picking up Xavier's. Just looking at him. Now Xavier's getting sent into the barricade. And now Jack Six sending Xavier's all the way across, almost into the barricade. Now Xavier's with a DDT to Jack Six on the floor there. Heel kick into a drop kick by Xavier's there, Jack Six. And Jack Six sending Xavier's into the barricade again. Now Jack Six with a headbutt to Xavier's there. Now Jack 6 getting set in the barricade by Xavier's there. Now Xavier's is back in the ring. Now Jack 6 is back. And now he's back in the ring as well after Ref got to a count of 6. Kicked him in section of Jack 6. Final notice flatline into Jack 6 there by Xavier's. Xavier's going for a cover. One. Only a 1 count there. Jack 6 sending Xavier's back to the outside. And now Jack 6 suplexing Xavier's back in the ring. Sorry. And now Jack 6 picking Xavier's back up. Sends him to the outside again. Kicks him off the apron that time. And now just goes after him out on the outside. Now picking him back up is Jack 6. And Jack 6 getting sent back in the ring by Xavier's. Elbow to the head of Jack 6 there by Xavier's. And now Jack 6 is back up. And Xavier's is on the apron. Springboard! Which she missed because Jack 6 smartly dodged to the outside. And Xavier's like, what the fuck? And now Jack 6 is standing there looking at him. Xavier's just punches Jack 6. It sends him back in the ring. These two know each other very well. Elbow to the head of Jack 6 again by Xavier's. And now both of them on the outside again. Xavier's taking a powder where Jack 6 got back up. And Xavier's getting sent in the barricade again by Jack 6. And Xavier's dodges over Jack 6 trying to go over there. And Jack 6 sending Xavier's into the barricade once more. Headbutt to Xavier's there again. And then picking him back up is Jack 6. And now Jack 6 sending him in the corner barricade. And Jack 6, oh god, sends him back in the corner. And now Jack 6 runs back in the ring because he knows the ref's doing up to a count of 5. And now they're both back outside the ring. And Xavier's is in the ring. And Xavier's is back outside. Kicked in the section of Jack 6 by Xavier's. And Xavier's sending Jack 6 back in the ring. Another elbow to the head of Jack 6 there. And now Xavier's is back in the ring. And now Xavier's going for the Anaconda Vice on Jack 6. Trying to make Jack 6 tap out, which I don't remember Jack 6 ever tapping out in his career. Ever. And Jack 6 taps out to the Anaconda Vice. Which I've never thought I would ever see that day ever happen. But Xavier's King retains the Rumble title over Jack 6 with a submission, surprisingly. That's freaking crazy. Xavier's King retains the Rumble World Heavyweight title over Jack 6 with a submission of all things. I did not see it coming. Now we have to wait and see who the heck's going to challenge Xavier's for this title. And I wish him luck with that, because Xavier's just proves he intends on being the only Rumble champion as long as this part of the company exists. If you like this video, leave a like, comment, all that stuff. I'll see you in the next one, and I apologize for the long wait for this pay-per-view. Just been dealing with a lot, and had other things I was working on. Either way, I'll see you guys later. Peace!